if Joseph gets to the end, I really need to hear some of his strategic plays, because I feel that a lot of his decisions and moves were willy-nilly, and I would like to hear a little bit of logic behind what he did.
I didn't really get a chance to learn about Joseph. I've been watching him from the jury, and the fact that he's still in is very impressive, because I was hearing his name a lot right before I went out. So he clearly knows how to survive and outlast everyone.
Joseph has been a little bit more chaotic. Kind of want to see what that looks like and what the thought process was behind that.
He swayed some votes and definitely had an input, so I would just like to see what he would say to convince me as well, because talking with the other ones at in jury, they gave me more insight to what he did, because I didn't see it.
Joseph was a very paranoid player throughout the game, so I think if Joseph wants to get my vote, he needs to explain like how the paranoia tied into like the decisions he made.
I would want to pick his brain about what things he was serious about and what things were, if he had to lie to someone about something. I don't have a ton of questions. I really respect his game, but I do want to know about what was true, what was false.
I really want Joseph to win. I think I always would have, or at least between him and Nikki. I don't know, in this game I really think I connected to, latched on to people of loyalty, and I don't know if he always felt that 100% back for me, but that's okay. I really do feel like losing so early in blue, something about like losing those early votes binds people together, especially the early ones. I feel like we are the loser tribe, that I want blue to be represented. I think he's the chaos king of this season, and the season has been called chaotic, and if you want a representative of the season, I think he represents the season very well.
I think Joseph could win because I think that he had a very fluid game, and even when he was being paranoid in his own head, he managed to gain trust in new people and leverage that relationship moving forward.
Will is someone that I'm really cheering for to win. That kid has a good heart. He was there to talk to me and just be a listening ear and a shoulder to cry on. So it's my dog, bro, straight up.
He betrayed me once, but he apologized, and I forgave him 100%, and I'm rooting for him.
We were tight from the beginning, and we obviously broke apart. So I want to see like how he's been able to maneuver this part of the game, because I was under the impression that Nikki took him kind of under her wing, and then what went into decision-making process with her and I guess flipping against her.
Will, again, didn't work with him at all. He was one I didn't get with to strategize ever. And again, so all I know about his strategy is what others were saying. And I've seen that he's played a great game with winning immunity, getting in with who he needs to, and not getting voted for except the last tribal.
For Will to get my vote in the end, I think he needs to explain his game a little bit in general, because there were a lot of threats in this game, and he was definitely playing, like he was making decisions for himself, and like we could see that, or I could see that as the game was going, but he is a more quiet threat, and so I just want to know what he was doing, but he absolutely has a chance to get my vote.
Will, I'm so proud of young Will. He did such a great job. He's really smart, so I would I'm leaning towards asking him something about life and game intertwined also.
I think for Will to earn my vote, which is definitely a possibility, I just really want him to be smart with how he talks at Final Tribal, because I think he needs to outperform a little bit of any of the other people that could be around him. He's with 3 performers, I would call them. You got Abby, Joseph, and Francesca. He's gonna need some shine, and I think he can easily win this. but I think he needs to be really confident in his game, really concise and like certain with his language, and show how much control he actually had while staying under the radar. That's something no one else has done. The other three are pretty big personalities. I think Will has had a lot of control in this game, but it's hard to see control when you're also maintaining your threat level really well.
I think Will deserves to win because he has showed up in challenges. He's been a little challenge beast. He has made a lot of tight relationships, and I think he is so intelligent. And when he talks strategy with you, it feels nice and it feels good. And I think he has a charm about him that could win over the jury.
Now, if Francesca gets to the end, I'm going to need to see a little bit of fun from her game. She was very social. She was very good at the icebreakers and whatnot. However, I feel that her game was... I don't feel that a lot happened. And I want to hear some of the funner things that she did other than just play a very smart, social, and strategic game.
We've just been like hip and hip the whole time. And I am rooting for her. And I think she really needs to explain to the jury the strategy and the gameplay that she's been using, because I don't think they understand it. I understand it because I talked to her and we were so close, but I don't think they saw it. So I think she really needs to tell the jury that.
Francesca, very social player. People have liked her, but I'm probably not voting for her in the final, depending on what she has to say. If she blows me away with a final tribal council speech, but my vote's probably going elsewhere.
I don't know. Again, it would be her talk, because I was able to see her strategy a little bit more because I worked with her a little bit. And in challenges, she was really good, and she won immunity. And, just see where she's at and trying to convince me.
Francesca was a very social player. On day one, she was the person who I most wanted to work with. However, throughout the game, I don't know what she drove in terms of gameplay and strategy. So she would need to explain how she played the game.
Francesca, she's really good. I would like to hear, we know she's got a great social game. She did win that one immunity. I might ask her more of a personal question, like how does something personal relate to her game? Because I believe it's her first game. So I would probably try to make her think of how life and this LRG came together somehow. I'll think of something like along those lines.
I love Francesca. She's been such an energy in this season. It's probably going to take the most amount of work for me to vote for her. I think one thing that was challenging for me is that I had wanted to target her for a while, and she knew that. So almost all of our conversations in the last 4 rounds revolved around her saying how she is not a threat and laying it out. How she wasn't involved in all the votes, how she got told how to vote, how she was really just there because she was very friendly and sociable, but not there strategically. For her to get my vote, she not only has to prove that she has the best game, but she's starting a little bit further back because she placed herself there.
My thoughts on Francesca, if she makes it to the finals, is she's got a lot to do to win my vote. I don't know where she really had control that wasn't outside of just her group that she stuck really tightly to it. I like to see more fluidity in a game than I saw from Francesca. I also didn't really love the way that she played this game from a communication standpoint. I thought it was hard to communicate with her strategically, and when she did bring something, it wasn't really anything concrete.
Abby is someone I had a good connection with. If Abby gets my vote to win, it is because of his ability to stand up to adversity and, despite being on the outs of the game, still making it to the end.
Abby voted me out. And he didn't even need to because I wasn't targeting him, but he did it anyway. That doesn't mean I won't vote for him. It just means he's going to have to work real hard to get my vote. He's going to have to explain why he came after me, and I kind of want him to tell me that he's learned through the grapevine that I wasn't targeting him. I want him to admit that he was wrong. If he can admit that he was wrong about that, I do think he played a really good game, obviously.
If Abby gets to the final, get my vote pretty much locked in. Worked with Abby in the past. We did obviously ended up splitting away, but respect the gameplay. From what I saw, he's able to recover from, I don't know if you want to call it mistakes, but being on the bottom, has a story of resiliency, 2 correct Outplays, 2 or 3 challenge wins, and has been able to be, I don't deem this as bad, manipulative, to get people to still want to work with them after even potentially burning them.
He played a good game strategically, you know. He won the idols, played the idols good, won immunity, you know, talked to people. But for him, I didn't like the way he went about it and just how in your face he was, and just how much he threw people under the, and just the way he did it, like at the tribals and stuff. It just, I didn't like it. So I would like to see him humble himself in a convincing way, you know, because he can say it, but it cannot be meaningful.
Abby was chaotic, crazy throughout the entire game, but game respect game, like, he played hard, and I think if he makes it, he'll probably get my vote.
I would like to just hear how his thought process went. Him and I worked together throughout a lot of the game, so I know a lot of some of the stuff he was thinking. I'd like to hear his thought process maybe on a couple things, and ask if, since there was only like 2 people that got a little spicy during the game, and he was one of them, so I just want to know, if was that an act? Is that you normally? Is that just how you play? Like, is it a strategy?
It's gonna take us some work for him to earn my vote, but he definitely could. I feel like he is the most entertaining player there. He's made great TV. But I think a lot of those moments have come down to finding idols. I think every jury member has their own right to reward what they like. Personally, I think like it's cool to have idols, but it seems like he had to rely on it a lot. So I really need him to show me just the other work he did other than finding the idols, which is not to take away from that. I think it's good, but there was a lot of luck involved.
In my eyes, I think that Avi has the strongest chance to win my vote at the final tribal council. And this is going in, I need to see from Avi how he does at the final tribal council. Now, do I think he's gonna do well? Yes. The man can speak, and he is so clever and funny, and I think he has plenty of moves to say, this is what I did when I needed this is what I did when I wanted this person out. Like, I think Abby had the most control over his game, even when he was at the bottom and voted for twice in a row by everybody, and then played an idol to save himself. Still managed to come out on top, and he's sitting there in the final 4. So Abby, if he makes it to the end, has my chance, the most chance for my vote.